Hi everyone, it's Jay here and this is a video of the January Part 2 releases. I'm really sorry this is getting to you so late. I've been off work sick and I've only just had a chance to re-record it because when I was finally well enough to record it, the recording wasn't working, so I've had to redo the recording. So very sorry about that, but let's get started with Kodansha, who have a new series called Gachi Yakuza, and Rudo lives in the slums of a floating town where the poor scrape by under the shadow of the rich, who live a sumptuous life, simply casting their garbage off the side into the abyss. Then one day he's falsely accused of murder, and his wrongful conviction leads to an unimaginable punishment: exile off the edge with the rest of the trash. Down on the surface, the cast-off waste of humanity has bred vicious monsters, and if Rudo wants to have any hope of discovering the truth and seeking vengeance against those who cast him into hell, he will have to master a new power and join a group known as the Cleaners, who battle the hulking trash beasts of the pit. And that's out on the 16th of January. Then we have Go-Go Loser Ranger, Volume 8. So the Green Squadron managed to infiltrate the Academy of Dreams, though Usukubo and Hisui have both fallen under the boss monster's spell. D held on to his sanity, but got himself expelled. Not so easily defeated, he's snuck back in, determined to shatter the illusionary world. Then we've got Volume 5 of Parasites, and this is 296 pages. It's in full colour, so definitely for the Parasite fans out there, or anyone who loves a bit of sci-fi and horror. Then we have King in Limbo, another new series, and this is set 8 years since the sickness known as the sleep ended millions of lives. Now, after a dangerous procedure that involves diving into patients' memories has ended the pandemic, Petty Officer Adam Garfield wakes up in a hospital to find an IED has taken one of his legs. But Adam's plan to retire from US Navy service is shattered when he receives word that the sleeping sickness has returned, and it's his job to coax back the mysterious man who helped cure it the first time, a man known by the codename King. Then we've got Volume 7 of The Great Cleric, and Lucille is finally ready to challenge the 40th floor, but despite his best preparations, things take an unexpected turn, and that's out on the 23rd of January. Then we've got Omnibus 2 of Cells at Work. This is the final one in the series, containing volumes 4, 5 and 6. It follows the cells of your body as they go about their day, hard at work beating threats such as food poisoning and infections. Then we have Volume 6 of Sailor Moon Naoko Takeuchi's collection, and this is a new edition of the Sailor Moon manga, featuring an updated translation and high page count, with this volume being 416 pages long. Then we have Volume 3, Seraph of the End Guren Ichinose, Catastrophe at 16. And this series is a prequel to the Seraph of the End series, and it's based on light novels. And in this one, Guren is left struggling with his morals after what has happened, with his childhood friend asking something unthinkable. Then we've got a new series from Yen Press, Bride of the Barrier Master. Hanae Ichise is from a branch family to one of the 5 barrier-weaving magical clans who protect and support Japan. But in the eyes of her mother and father, she's an afterthought compared to her talented older twin sister. When Hannah's true potential awakens at age 15, she decides to keep her newfound abilities a secret, including from her parents, so she can have a quiet life. But the powerful new head of the elite Ichinomiya clan, Saku Ichinomiya, is looking for a bride, and he has his eyes on Hannah. Got Volume 9 of Cheeky Brat, and graduation is around the corner now, and in this one Yuki has an entrance exam, but it's Hakamada-kun who's there to help her, not Naruse. Then we have Volume 2 of Clamp Premium Collection Tokyo Babylon, and when Subaru is called to awaken a girl trapped in a 4-month-long slumber, he's surprised to see his childhood friend Mitsuki, who's barricaded her consciousness within her own memories. All he needs to do is coax her out, but that's easier said than done when the target claims to hate him. Then we've got Volume 6 of Daughter of the Emperor, and Ria has always had faith in her father's affection for her. That is, until a familiar face shows up at court and proclaims to have mothered a legitimate heir to the throne. We've got volume 11 of Dead Mount Deathplay, and Polka is invited to join an investigation where several streamers have gone missing at an abandoned hospital. Although Polka senses the site may not be as vacant as they believed, and more than just corpses wait with him. Got volume 3 of Handyman Saito in Another World, and this story follows Handyman Saito, who wakes up in another world where he ends up feeling wanted, his skills needed to open locks and fix armour. But his newfound family has taken a hit, and Saito refuses to accept it, instead looking for a way to return things to how they were. Then we've got volume 2, Maiden of the Needle, and engaged and seeking the approval of the king to avoid being ensnared in her family's pact, Yui needs to prove her skills as second to none, and an opportunity arises at the royal ball. Got volume 3 of My Dear Curse-Casting Vampiress. After a grisly murder takes place at a local high school, the victim is found to have had contact with a vampire pretending to be Baroque. With the faculty blocking attempts to investigate, Isuzu and Baroque go undercover as a teacher and student to infiltrate the school, but they didn't anticipate the fake Baroque showing as much interest in Isuzu as the real one. Caught in a tug-of-war between two vampires, can Isuzu maintain his cover story and catch the murderer? Then we got volume 8, Solo Leveling, and Jinwoo receives an invitation from the system to return to the double dungeon that changed his life, and it's a welcome opportunity, but he'll have to put the visit on the back burner because first things first, Jinwoo has a guild to establish. Then we have volume 5 of The Boxer, and Kei sets his protege's sights on the next target, junior welterweight. This inevitably pits Yu against Yuto Takeda, a tenacious boxer who earned his belt through nothing but hard work, the antithesis to Yu's natural talents. Will Yuto prove to be the first force powerful enough to derail Yu's unstoppable path of destruction? Then we've got volume 2 of The Deer King. An attack on a salt mine leaves Van and a young girl named Yuna as the sole survivors of the disaster, but Yuna's been kidnapped and the search is on. Caught in the throes of political warfare and a fight against fate, will Van be able to reunite with Yuna and bring peace to the land? We've got another new series called Witch Life in a Micro Room, and Madge and Lilica are fledgling C-rank witches who can only afford to share a measly 99 square foot apartment in the big city. They scrape by doing bottom of the barrel jobs and eating just cabbage for dinner, but the two girls are serious about improving their lives so that they can get a pet, buy a bunch of grimoires and eat some meat. All they need is some elbow grease. Then we've got volume 3 of Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, and this is the final volume of the series, so if you've been reading this, make sure you pick this one up. Then we've got The Princess of Convenient Plot Devices, volume 4. This story follows Maki, who ends up in her favourite BL book, so now she gets to spend her days as Princess Octavia, enjoying the company of her favourite fictional couple, her brother, the Crown Prince Sirius, and his lover, Lord Syl. But intruders have kidnapped Syl, and now Octavia, her bodyguard, and another lord are hot on their trail, but they've been warned that one of them is very powerful. We've got The Red Thread Volume 2. Now Farm and Dean begin spending time together almost every day. The red thread of fate links them together from their past lives, and as their feelings for each other grow, their recurring dreams begin to affect them when they are awake. Then from Dark Horse Comics we have Volume 13 of Mob Psycho 100. And with the battle over, a gigantic broccoli sprouts from the rubble. It's the beginning of still more trouble, as this divine tree begins to attract spiritual devotees to Seasoning City in search of the psychic power at its roots. Will Mob ever be able to live a normal life? And then from Viz Media we've got Volume 31 of Golden Kamuy. This is the final volume of the series, so make sure you pick this one up to find out how it all ends. Then we've got Volume 27 of One Punch Man, and Saitama gets caught up in a cave-in. I have to say, I love this front cover. I feel like it's a group of university students off on a road trip. Then we have Volume 9 of Record of Ragnarok, and in the Valhalla arena, Raiden Tamimon stands ready to fight for humanity against Shiva the Destroyer. As the two are squaring off outside of the arena, Loki's off following a hunch. Then we've got a new series called Steel of the Celestial Shadows. A down-and-out samurai named Ryudo Konosuke struggles through his hard-scrabble life in early 19th century Japan. It is said that a samurai spirit rests in their sword, and Konosuke can't even pick one up, thanks to a cruel curse that repels anything made of metal that gets near him. Destitute and hopeless, he decides to end it all, but when a beautiful and mysterious woman saves his life and his soul, it is the beginning of Konosuke's journey into a strange world of magic. I think this is a beautiful front cover, and it sounds like a really good series, so I might pick this one up. Then we have Shoha Shoten, Volume 4. For those who don't know, this series is about some students who want to make it in the world of comedy. Between Azemichi's carefully scripted comedy and Tayo's flawless acting, they've got the perfect routine to win over the crowd at the Waro 1 Koshien prelims. But despite having started off with the biggest laughs of the day, Azemichi draws a blank halfway through their routine and forgets his next line. We've got another new series called Tokyo These Days, and Shiozawa is a manga editor who's retiring. On his last day, he travels around Tokyo, a city full of memories, to give some last advice to a manga creator and help a junior editor whose manga artist is refusing to work with anyone except Shiozawa. Then we have Ultraman, Volume 19, and Shinjiro's resolve to be Ultraman continues to waver, and between a deadly new alien threat, Knuckles' attempts to undermine Earthian faith in the Ultras, and the return of Temporal, will he find that reason before it's too late? We've got a new series called Aliens Area. After losing his parents in a freak accident, high schooler Tatsumi Tatsunami is doing his best just to get by and provide for his younger siblings, but his life gets a whole lot more complicated when he's attacked by aliens. Saved by a mysterious man named Sharaku who belongs to the even more mysterious organisation called Foreign Affairs 5, Tatsumi will have an important decision to make if he wants to figure out why these aliens are after his life. Then we have Volume 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean. Jotaro arrives to break Jolene out of jail, but they fall right into the enemy's trap, leaving father and daughter to fight for their lives inside a dream while their real bodies are being dissolved. Then we have Love, a Kitten and a Salty Dog. This is from Seven Seas Entertainment, and it's a standalone BL manga between a tough veterinarian who works at Kinoko Animal Hospital and a kind college student called Momo. They meet when Momo brings in a stray kitten he found on the streets. We've got Volume 6 of Yakuza Fiance, and after the last volume, Renji is not happy with Shoma and Kirishima for involving his granddaughter. As Yoshino's and Kirishima's relationship develops, the Yakuza they fought in Osaka start planning their revenge. I cannot wait to get my hands on this volume. The battle in Osaka was fantastic, so I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Then we have Volume 6 of My Stepmother and Stepsisters Aren't Wicked. Mia's cousin has integrated herself into Mia's daily routine, but just as she's starting to get the hang of things, a new challenge appears, in the form of an academic exam. Will Mia make the grade? And who are those scary society ladies calling themselves the 4 Heavenly Queens? Read to find out. We've got Tokyo Revengers Volumes 17 to 18, and the final showdown between Tenjiku and Toman is looming closer, and every day that goes by, the odds get worse and worse for Toman. If you want to find out how that's going, that's out on the 30th of January. Then we have Soul Eater the Perfect Edition Volume 13, released by Square Enix, and the war against the madness expands to multiple fronts as Noah and Medusa each race to join up with Asura. Meanwhile, Kid fights his own battle against the madness within the pages of the Book of Eibon. And those are the releases for January Part 2. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope there's some series there that make you think, oh, I would like to try that. There's a lot of new series this half of the month, and I'm quite interested in a few of them. Let me know in the comments below if there are any you're going to buy, And if you are interested in buying some, you could go onto SciFier.com and I have a code for you and you can get 10% off. They're already discounted prices. Just use the code Jay'sManga. It's in the description below. I hope you have a lovely manga reading month. Bye everyone.